Hello everyone, welcome again. In this video, we are going to discuss again the project integration management. This is the part 5. In this part, we are going to discuss the last process of the project management or the last process group of the project, that is the closing. In closing, there is only one process. So the name of the process is close project or phase. This is the process that is used for finalizing the all project activities during the project. So in integration management, this one is also the last process in the integration project management. So what are the purpose of this process? This is the process is used to finalizing the all activities across of the project management process group to formally complete the project or phase. The key benefit of this process is that it provides lesson learned, the formal ending of the project work, and the release of organizational resource to pursue new endeavor. That means from this process we are getting all the lesson learned during the project, and officially we can say the project is finished or project is end. And also we are going to release all the organizational resource that was engaged for this project to pursue a new project. So what are the inputs that are considered for this process? Are project management plan, accepted deliverables, organizational process, asset. The tools and techniques that are used for this process is expert judgment, meeting and analytical techniques. The output from this process is the final product or service or the result transition. So from this process we are going to get the actual our product or the deliverables, the final deliverables, final product, final service, final result that will come from this process. Organizational process asset will be the updated from this process. So when closing of the project manager review all prior information from the previous phase closer to ensure that our project work is completed and the project has met its objective. So as a project manager, we have to check all the activities of the project is completed or not. We have to complete to ensure that all the project activity is completed, and also we have to ensure that the project is made the organizational objectives, organizational purpose. The project scope is measured against the project management plan. The project manager review the scope baseline to ensure that completion before consideration the project is closed. So the closed project or phase process also establish the procedure to investigate and document the lesson learned for action taken if the project is terminated before the completion. So suppose we are not able to complete the project, so we are terminate the project. There will be also some activities. What are the lesson learned? What are the reason for terminating the project? That should be also documented for the future purpose. That should be also be there. In order to successfully achieve this, the project manager need to ensure that all project stakeholders in this process. So if you want to successfully close this project, as a project manager, we have to ensure that all proper stakeholders are engaged in this process. So we have to engage all the stakeholders who are belongs with our closing project or closing phase of the project. This includes the plan activities necessary for administrative closure of the project or phase, including the step-by-step methodology that address action and activities necessary to satisfy completion or exit criteria for the phase or project, action and activities that is necessary to transfer the project, product, service and result to the next phase or to produce or to production and operation, and activities needed to collect project or phase record, audit project success or failure, gather lesson learned, archive project information for future use by the organization. Then what are the tools, analytical tools that are used for disclosing the project? Then these analytical tools are used for applied in the project management to forecast the potential outcome based on possible variance of project or environmental variable and their relationship with other variables. For example, the analytical techniques that can be used: regression analysis, grouping method, causal analysis and root cause analysis. This analysis we already familiar in the previous video. Then the output. What are the output from this process is the final product, service or result transition. transition for project. If it is a project, the transition of the final product, service or result that the project was authorized to produce. That means what are the purpose of this project or why the project was authorized. That product, that final product or service or result will be transited from the project to the customer. If it is a phase, the project phase closer will produce the immediate product, service or result of that phase. So in the project of phase closer, the intermediate product, service or result of that phase. So from phase closure we get the intermediate product, service or result. So organizational process asset update. There is lot of organizational process asset that will be updated during this closing project or phase. The project files that can be the project management plan, scope, cost, schedule and project calendar, risk register, change management documentation, planning, risk response, action, risk impact. Then project or phase closure document, the formal documentation for completion the project or phase. That should be a formal documentation where we complete the project. That should be sign off. We will get a sign off from the customer or our stakeholders. Then transfer the completion project or phase deliverables to customer or other stakeholders. Then project manager review period phase documentation, customer acceptance documentation from the validate scope process and the contract to ensure that all project requirements are completed prior to finalizing the closure of the project. So before closing project, so project manager have to check all these things. If the project is terminating or cancelled, so the formal documentation indicate why the project was terminated. So we have to capture the why. What was the reason behind that project is terminated? What are the root cause for terminating the project or failing the project? So formalize the procedure for transfer of the finished and unfinished deliverables of the cancelled project to others. So that should be also be a formalized activities or transfer the unfinished deliverables of the cancelled product to the customer or the stakeholders. Then historical information. The historical information and lesson learned information are transferred to the lesson learned knowledge base that will be used for the future project or phase. This includes the information on issue, risks as well as the techniques that work well that will be applied to the future project. That means all the lesson learned during the project. What was the good, what was the bad, that will be captured in the organizational knowledge base for future use. Then how we will, in a short, we can say how we will close the project. First, review the lesson learned. Then obtain the approval. Then close contract, make payment, transition the support, finalize the report, release the resource. Then we will celebrate our success. Thank you watching for this video. I'm also going to share another thing. So this process is also important from exam point of view. So we are also going to get about 10 to 12 questions from this close project or phase process. So I think this video will helpful for your journey to become a PMP. Thank you again for staying with